Gomez. And my schedule is going to change, but make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure that you leave a comment in the comment section. But most of all, watch my videos from the past so you can get to know who I am if you like my personality. And if you don't, I apologize. I can't help what you like or don't like. But Grand Rising, yes. Oh God, we're gonna start these morning horoscopes and get to these trending topics real quick. I gotta be to work at 9. It's 6:54. So how much can we squeeze in? And I still gotta get in the shower. That's why my hair is looking like this, because I'm going to work. What I realize is that it's time for me to enjoy my life. People will make you feel guilty about living your life. Live your life unapologetically and make sure that you stick to the script of you're supposed to be enjoying your life. Life is not to be fretted, life is not to be afraid, and life is not a competition. It's your personal journey, right? It's not to compare anybody's life to yours. Sometimes people will compare. You can't compete where you can't compare. And that's just life. You know what I mean? There's no competing. God gives us our own individuality. So if somebody makes you feel like you're not supposed to, or, oh, well, you know, F 'em. But anyway, yeah, because I've been doing that and, allowing people to make me feel a little, I'm not doing that anymore. I can not allow not one person, and I allow a slew of people, and it usually be the people that's closest to you, right? So just be mindful that this is your life. This is not, you know, anybody else's life. Because when you lay down, good morning. Good morning. When you lay down and it's time for you to go to the next level of wherever you're going, you don't have any regrets, right? And Grand Rising, we're going to start off with these morning horoscopes. I'm usually on at 8:30, but I am working. Um, and I am an educator in a salon. You really can't tell because my hair is kind of like pin curled up. Grand Rising. And I'm very grateful, you know, for what's been put in front of me. I'm in the salon. I'll be teaching the other stylists some skills, and some other things. And I'm gonna learn some things, right? Because I don't know everything. I don't wanna know everything. Anyway, press that like button, guys, and let's be respectful as I'm respectful to everyone in my live. If you don't like my live or anything, you can leave, without being disrespectful. And this is to the trolls. This is not to the G dolls and the gents. This is to the RBs, the raggedy bitches. And Grand Rising to the raggedy bitches too. But let's start off with these morning horoscopes. It's Cancer season. Ooh, bitches, it is Cancer season. My birthday's next week. I'll be 59, by the way. Um, 59, the big old 59. All right. So let's get to these morning horoscopes. Diddy got a lot of stuff going back and forth. I'm gonna get to Diddy real quick. Something happened with Wendy Williams. I have not been able to take a look at that because I had no shows this week. Last week, I had so much going on that I had to figure life out. Because sometimes when life doesn't go the way we want it, we still have to figure it out, right? And my life isn't someone else's responsibility. So my happiness, my everything that I am that makes me is not my anybody else's responsibility. It is mine, and that's what God gifted me with was another day in the breath of life. Ashe. I'm so grateful for that, right? But let's get to the morning horoscopes. And we're going to start off with my sign, Cancer, and Grand Rising, Grand Rising. So Cancer season for anybody that's a Cancer or that's with a well, if you're with a Cancer, you are in pure luck, especially if they're high vibrational Cancer. Um, but yeah, let's get with this. But I want to say one thing before I start. When you wake up in the mornings, have some gratitude. Yes. Yes. And however you see it, that's you. I don't press or push anything on anyone. Let me make that very clear. I'm not going to be corrected. I'll be 59 next year. So they say take what you can and leave the rest on the shelf. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Good morning. All right, for the Middle Eastern. Peace in the Middle East and grand rising. Oh, in the West. Okay. Okay. Because people will come on. We cannot push our agendas or anything on other people. This is a safe space for everyone. LGBTQ, I am transgender, so you'll know. So if you don't like it here, you're more than welcome to leave, right? So anyway, guys, and grand rising to everyone else, right? So Cancer, get up and get going, Cancer. You are falling back in love with yourself and your life, and really all you need is confidence that comes that the cosmos has your back while you work on those brilliant ideas and inspirations that come to you. And it's crazy because you're right. You are so right. You tried to fit into everyone else's version of life, and what you thought seemed to work, but it never worked. And I'm telling you, this is why and I don't read the horoscopes before I come on. So you tell me if this is spot on for Cancer. But here you are revealing your own path purpose one day at a time, one step at a time. It may be it may be the only time to implement those ideas right away, but only because your bright future is being revealed to you through your aim and intentions. And that's something that I shared with you guys because I was retired from the salon, right? So I am at the salon, and it's not where you're at, like where you're from is where you're at mentally. Um, and as you inch towards all of your intentions, you will know when it's time to strike and make your move. And that's what's happening, guys. This is exactly what's happening for the cancers. And I can vouch for that because I'm a cancer and it's happening for me a day at a time. And cosmic tip, things are being woven things are being woven for you in the background. And isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful thing. And thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Thank you so kindly. Okay. So now we're going to get to Aries, Grand Rising. Aries, Grand Rising. So lighten your load and get out there. Let go of anything that's holding you down. And guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you go back and watch some of my prior videos because I need the watch hours, guys. This year is going to be my year, and I believe so. So I'm just asking you guys, make sure you subscribe and watch me at the Sean Combs trial, right? Because I was at the Sean Combs trial. And even in my journey traveling from Brooklyn to here, as my life unfolded into something wonderful, I'm so grateful, right? So now for Taurus, if perfection were merely a myth, what action would you take now? Like if all your ideas and ideals of what you thought perfection was, because nothing is perfect in this life. So it kind of dismantles that. It leaves room for errors and mistakes, but not the type of mistakes that you shouldn't do. Because I tell you, I know that for me, from my experience, when you know something, you try to avoid that same road or detour at every cost, right? So now, Gemini and Grand Rising Geminis, and, bye-bye to Gemini season. Y'all had your time. It's Cancer season, biatches. And it's for entertainment and educational purposes only. Trust that your actions are aligned with your soul and take only steps forward in Grand Rising. All right, Leo. Ask the cosmos for intervention when you need support, and you will notice help arrives just in time. Remember to say thank you afterwards because gratitude and gratitude makes magnitude in everything that you do. It just magnetizes everything, right? That gratitude, staying positive in your life. And that's where I'm just so grateful, right? This morning. Today I'm in a good mood, and I've been working hard for this good mood. I've been going long hours for this great mood. I've been going ham for this wonderful feeling that I have of gratitude, right? And to Virgo, focus on clear and positive communications with your life and the cosmos. And Grand Rising, Libra, your relationships need you just much as you need them. Mm, that's for somebody, one of the Libras I know. She's a little off the scale right now, but I still love her, right? Because she really doesn't mean any harm, and I forgive her and I love her, and I hope she forgives and loves me. That's my mom. Oh, thank you. You like my T-shirt? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Scorpio. As clarity settles in your okay, so as clarity settles in, your game plan becomes clearer and less rushed because when you rush stuff, you miss the most important steps. It's so important to take the correct actions because a lot of people they rush into life and they miss the real enjoyment of life. And that's what's happening for me. I left Brooklyn, I'm here. It's a slower pace, but it's very tranquil and it's something that I really enjoy, right? I enjoy watering my front yard. I enjoy watering my plants on the patio. I enjoy life. And life, like I said, is supposed to be enjoyed. So when I get up, I kiss my sunflower, tell her how beautiful she is, because she is. And she's a dwarf sunflower. I want the big ones, but I'm waiting. So anyway, so, yeah, don't rush. Don't rush anything. And Sagittarius, take action, but from a state of awareness. Because if we move without awareness, keep running into the same wall. Because the intentions are good. And if you're ever heard of that saying, intentions have a roadway paved to hell. And I only say that because I have to stop and not use my own understanding. I have to use God's, the universe's, and all spiritual aspects of the understanding of the spiritual being that I am, right? And so that's where awareness comes in by staying quiet, getting to my own, and being quiet for me has been a pleasure. Getting out of quieting my mind, quieting my spirit, and quieting my surroundings, being very in a tranquil space. And it's quiet here. It's loud. It's not. Yeah, I love it here. Capricorn. When confused, ask your guides in the cosmos for a sign, and then be courageous enough to follow through. Grand Rising. Aquarius. Keep moving. Keep going, keep moving, whatever direction you're moving in. I hope it's in a good direction. I hope you're having a good day, Grand Rising. And Pisces, pause before you leap, assess before you decide. Did I just say that? That's why I said these horoscopes, and these are from Vogue magazine. I use Vogue magazine. I got to let them know that I am here and because I was getting a whole bunch of magazines, and I am so mad I'm not getting any more, and I want my Vogue magazines. But anyway, guys, um, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. Don't just come in and look, say hi and let me know where you're from. Okay, so now let's see what's going on with because this is a lot going on. I tell you, when I tell you if, let's get over here. Let's get over here, get over here, get over here. Let's get to Sean Combs. Because I know Wendy Williams had some new stuff. I know Sean Combs had some new stuff. So, this is crazy. This is why I'm telling you that the Sean Combs on that he's gonna stay on the Diddy dockets, and I think he's just gonna keep getting more time, more charges put against him from these civil suits and things. Because you can, from a civil suit, you can get a criminal suit. I did not know that. A lot of people think, oh, it's just civil, but the civil suit can turn into a criminal. That's what happened to Sean Combs if they have enough evidence. It's just like a criminal suit can turn into a civil suit as well. So, yeah. I've learned a little bit about the law, right? So, Sean Combs clip shows him inviting a underage girl, old Lilo and Stitch actress, to an after party. How do you invite a younger child, and this for entertainment and educational purposes only, 18 years and older? If it's a trigger warning, it does. I do talk about things that may trigger some things from your past. But this is why I went to the Sean Combs trial, guys, because I wanted to hear this stuff. They wasn't talking about the little people that were, I kept hearing, that were allegedly at these parties with these celebrities. That I was going for the meat and potato. Now, if this case ends up in LA or somewhere, I am there because I am going to need to finish my Diddy dockets because I think Diddy is done. He is so done. And her name is uh Davia Chase, a white girl, and it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So a controversial video showing Sean Combs inviting a preteen Davia Chase to an after party has resurfaced in the wake of the former child star's tragic, un, you know, uh, unaliving. Well, not unaliving, but passing. Chase, who was homeless and struggling with addiction when she died Tuesday at the age of 35, was 12 years old when Sean Combs, who was 33 at the time, mentioned partying together after the 2003 at, MTV Movie Awards. And there was another little girl from New York that was saying about an MTV award. Remember? Ooh. So he says, "You coming to the after party tonight?" Almost reminds me of Jerome in the house. I used to be married to a Jerome. Oh my God. Uh, anyway, so it seemed like a lot of celebrities, and this, I cannot show underage people on my platform, but yeah, she's underage, and he did ask her about coming to an after party at the MTV Award. He was always asking somebody. So the clip shows the rapper, who has since been accused of sexual misconduct towards other individuals, walking up to Chase backstage with a drink in his hand and asking, "You coming after to the after party tonight?" How do you do that? Who does that? The two had seemingly met earlier in the night when the music mogul A- and Ashton Kutcher, then 25, presented Chase with the uh, Villain Award for her chilling portrayal of Samara Morgan in the supernatural film The Ring. Oh, so she played in The Ring. Combs, part for his part, encouraged her to take her time while at the podium. Mm, Kushner was present when Combs later invited Chase to the after party, but simply laughed off the inappropriate gesture. Cause how do you tell a kid? I wouldn't even ask somebody 25 years old, cause I'm 59. Not even a 25-year-old would I say come to a party with me. We don't have the same. I'm Pinot Grigio and sipping and looking around and getting ready. What am I wearing to bed? Or how fast can I get home? The 25-year-olds and the younger people don't think like that. So how? So in July 2025, we know Combs was convicted of all of these charges. And however, his sentence has been reduced since. And following his 8-week trial, which I was there, and I thought this was going to be one of the big moments that it was like, gotcha. That's what I was waiting for. Everyone thought I was, and Tupac and Biggie, Biggie and Tupac. I was there for Biggie and Tupac, and I was also there for the the people, the women and some of the younger underage. And it's for entertainment and educational purposes only. It could be a trigger warning, but please, if it is, come off because that's what I went for. I went for that stuff. Now it's coming up, but I believe, see, for the Mann Act, you only should get like 6 months. They gave him almost 4 years, 50 months. I forgot what it was 50 months adds up to. Y'all can do the math, right? So it's 12, 12, that's 24, 12, 12, like 4.5 years, right? So his sentence is being reduced, but quick enough so he can because he may flee. Because I know Russell Simmons is somewhere on one of those islands, right? And he got a lot of dirt going on. So meanwhile, Kushner's own behavior over the years, including making sexual comments about the little ones and lauding convicting Mapist Danny Masterson as a role model has been called into question because he was looking at the Pedialytes and looking up to the Pedialytes. Kushner, I'm just saying, this is from page 6, guys. So you guys can go on page 6 because you're like Ashley Kushner. Oh my God! I can hear, Becky saying that. Like, no, it can't be true. It's true. He's in question. So, news broke earlier this week that Chase, who voiced Lilo in Disney 2002 animated movie Lilo and the Stitch, had passed away while living on Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles. This is scary to get into the people think and look up to celebrities, but this is what happens to a lot of people that don't have the support or they are far gone because that's all they know. All they know is a hard life. And that's why I said I was going to start enjoying my life because I can kind of, identify with a hard life. And I'm like, you don't have to have a hard life. It's a soft life. This is your soft era, right? So she was severely malnourished at the time of her passing, which was reportedly due to meningitis and blood infections that caused her body to turn septic. That's what is going on. And guys, if you are someone that is affected by any of these issues raised in this story, call this hotline 1-800-330-0226. If you've been, you know, sexually assaulted or, by with drugs or anything, call this number because that's why I said it could be a trigger warning. But if you stayed and you feel away, 1-800-330-0226. Yes, guys. Oh, I had to let me see what's going on with Wendy before I come on, because I gotta get ready for work. Oh God. Okay, let's get to Wendy. Oh, Wendy Wendell Williams. Let me see what's going with Wendy Wendell Williams. Okay. And it's cancer. Okay. Okay, so Wendy, I read this the other day, and Wendy's doing good. The interview from the New York Post, the former talk show host, spoke about her life has been like, and she's been forced to retire from her, you know, uh, her wonderful show in 2021. And this is for Why Entertainment, guys. And she was diagnosed with aphasia and dementia, but she is not. She is well aware, guys. And Williams is living in a high-end assisted living facility that she's paying $25,000 a month for. How do you keep someone stuck somewhere and make them pay? Just asking for a friend. So so she can't even get on the elevator to go down to the grass or anything, because everything is locked. And she's very aware. She's still in a good place, right? Her memory is great, but like I said, that comes from being in the industry, touching too many nerves and cords. And yeah, this is what it looks like now, guys. This is what it's looking like. Wendy is done. They're trying to put Tasha K in her place because signed up with Delmar and Mercury. Those are the people who did the Wendy Williams show. Congratulations, Tasha K. You finally got what you deserved. You landed you a spot. Now you can pay Cardi B back. You can keep it moving. Bring your kids back from Africa and wherever they at, and be what you could be until it's time, right? Because everybody has their time in the industry. I had my time in the industry, but I've never acted or any of that. I had wanted to once I worked at this play at the Public Theater called Effing A by Susan Laurie Parker. And I wanted to act, right? At that time. And I was, the hair person. I was the head of the hair department at that play, you know, for that play, right? Um, and I had my time. And will I have more time? I don't know. Will I pursue that time? Kind of, sort of. I'll go to a certain point, but I want to be in the back, the scenes, I don't, because the industry is hard, it's brutal. It could be misleading, it could be a lot of hours, it could be doing things you don't wanna do. I remember those couch castings back in the '80s, and I'll always say it, Shirley Temple Black, she talked about her and her mother going to this, I think it was MGM or Fox or wherever, they were trying to, you know, make a deal with them. But how can you make a deal naked behind a desk about 1,000 years old? And they were white because they didn't have big white executives back then. Shirley Temple's days. That's because I want to, and this for entertainment and educational purposes only, because they say we are monsters, but people are monsters. It doesn't matter what race you're from. It doesn't matter what you identify as. It doesn't matter how you live in your life. Monsters all over the place. And we are finding that out quickly as we look on this internet, right? They're thinking, oh, my husband's one way and he's a whole nother animal. I'm thinking, oh, my mother was, and it's a whole nother animal. Oh, I was thinking that, my friend was that, and it's a whole nother animal. The world is brutal, guys. So we have to stay prayed up. and stayed up in positive light and positive energy. And, just keep your awareness up, right? Because, to be aware is to be what? Alive. And with that, I'm going to say to you guys, have a nice day unless you choose otherwise. And I'll see you on my next video. Make sure you subscribe. Bye.